Hey, I'm glad you can tune in. Welcome to our series where I talk to entrepreneurs, guys like you and me, not the $1 million guys, but guys that have built up a business from scratch on their own and are busy building it to empires. But everyone needs to start somewhere, so I thought it will be great for us to see that ordinary people like you and me, can start business and how did they start the businesses. I'm going to move over to the interview. I'll see you in the interview. Hey, welcome back. So I'm talking to Reuel Leach. He's from the company called BitBuyBit. Um, it's a crypto training company that he teach people how to trade with cryptos. So in this first interview, I'm talking about how to save money. Hope you enjoy it. Okay. Reuel, thanks for joining us tonight. I've seen you have a lot of tips on your Facebook page about how to cut your expenses and actually tips how to save. Can you give us a little bit more information about it? Because I think it's very important for us not to just pay and not really know what we pay for.
Yes, Kobus, thank you for having me on your show. It's been quite a journey for both of us because when we moved from Pretoria to Cape Town, we found we had a whole lot of extra expenses. And I then said to my wife one day, we need to start cutting down on expenses because expenses is what makes people down and out. There's lots of schemes out there to try and help people make money, but they need money to make money. If they have to go deeper into debt, that causes problems. So we sat down and we looked at our expenses, and within a month and a half, we had cut 33% of our monthly expenses. So that was quite a journey to see what we need and what we don't, and what we actually paying double or triple on unnecessary expenses.
Yeah, I've seen actually data. Myself, I had a contract year and data from that provider and so forth. And if you can consolidate everything, you actually can save more than 50% on your data expenses. Well, that's what I found anyway. There is obviously contracts that you can't do much about. You have to let it run out. But once it is out, you don't need to renew it.
Well, for instance, we found that over every 2 years, if you got a contract for 2 years and you don't upgrade, get rid of it. But what we found is a two-year data contract for 2 gigabytes was about 250, 300 Rand. And now you can pay 200 Rand for 20 gig or more. So if you don't upgrade, you're actually losing out because you're spending extra money on extra data bundles during the month.
Yes, and that is where they make a lot of money, because 2 years back, that was probably the running rate, but data prices came down a lot, and if you don't manage it, you start losing out. What else can you save beside data, Reuel?
Well, there's a lot of habits stuff that we don't actually account for. So a lot of your expenses are transparent because you at the end of the month you see all these debit orders, but there's always through the month expenses like shopping, and you want to buy this, and you takeaways here, and you're driving extra miles. There's so much extra expenses because you don't always account for what happens during the month. So what we found is if we're going to go eat out, we're going to limit it to maybe once a week and make an occasion of it. And the other thing was, when we go shopping, we shop where it's the cheapest, even if you have to go to 2 or 3 shops. And you also want to go shopping during a time when no one's in the shop, not when there's a whole long queue. So there's been a whole lot of these things that have helped us save on our expenses.
Obviously now with our lockdown, you have to shop and get done with it. But still, you can choose when to shop. Yeah, as long as you get to the shop. And well, we went to the shop probably twice already over this lockdown. We planned quite okay before the lockdown. So, but luckily we didn't really have much of people standing in front of a shop. Anyway, so yeah, so shopping definitely. What we found is when I still worked on a budget, so I budget for everything. If you want to eat out, this is the amount that you can use per month. This for electricity, so much for petrol. That made a huge difference. And when I stopped that, I actually started to really spend much more money, because you think you know, but you don't really know how much you spend. Until the end of the month, you see, oh my goodness, so where did the money go?
Well, that is just a very interesting point that you're making now, because in the world as it is now, I went to the shop the other day and I found some of the stuff had gone between 70 and 120% up in price. So if you've not got a budget, if you've not got a shopping list, if you are just willy-nilly shopping, you're going backwards. And what you're buying now for 3 months ahead might save you 700% in inflation. So there is a huge, massive inflation now. If you don't have an extra source of income, you might be in trouble in the next few months.
I saw in a post today about the US beef market, how that prices went up. Luckily on South Africa, I haven't seen that our meat prices went up so much, but it will probably. But yes, food is going up at a rate that you don't realize, because especially now that you don't go to the shops that often.
Well, especially exported food. If you're going to take, especially things like rice that's imported, eventually they won't. I've heard somebody that was working at an import company in Durban that's actually importing rice, and they said the rice is sold out, and guess what's going to happen? The shortage is coming, and then you're going to pay sky-high prices for basic commodities. So when I was in Zimbabwe for the best part of 5 years, things like oil and sugar, and it's not that you just want to buy it to hoard it. You might need to use it to barter in the future.
Yeah, that is another thing that we will probably, we as South Africans, we don't really know how to barter. The days when I traveled in Africa, you always negotiate the price. Whatever you see is not a price you're gonna pay. Well, you can. They like it if you just pay it, but they realize you're gonna start negotiating, and that's just the way you do it in Africa. But in South Africa, we don't really have that that type of mentality to start negotiating. Well, to be honest, my son ran away when I negotiate, and I always try.
Well, I've been watching Facebook. I've actually taken myself off a whole lot of groups because there's a whole lot of negative stuff happening. But when I looked at one of the Facebook pages where people are advertising cigarettes or alcohol to barter for cigarettes or alcohol. And so people are actually starting to think out of the box.
Yeah, although both is illegal currently, but anyway, let's not go there. All right. Well, thanks, Ben. What we'll do, people will probably want to get a hold of you at some point, but I'm going to put all your contact details with this video, and so they can just chat with you. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you, Cobus.